Mood matters. The old masters did not have as many options as we do for color pigments. Instead, they played with a delicate balance of saturation and value with the hues they had available. Because ultimately, the viewer will stop in front of a piece if it stirs something within them. Great art will make a viewer think beyond the craftsmanship and suspend their disbelief as they jump into the world you have created. They will feel the humidity in the air. They will smell the sea breeze. They will hear the sounds of the gentle water splashing onto the shore. They will imagine who the characters are in your story and develop their own narrative from the clues, the details you have provided them. Sounds of conversation and laughter floating on the wind will remind them of their own lives, their own memories, and they will leave your painting feeling like it's their own. How do you create mood in your art? We will begin our hunt for color inspiration from an art form that takes full advantage of color psychology by utilizing color to shape its narrative: movies. Hi, welcome back. I'm going to show you some places where I find my color inspiration. And the first one is Color Palette Cinema, and it's an Instagram page. Color Palette Cinema is an Instagram account that pulls a color palette created by a movie's colorist. Colorists in films are the unsung heroes hired to enhance the beauty of a film, manipulate the mood of a film story, and create a distinct style. Another thing to take note is that colorists are not constrained to reality. For instance, colorists can completely change the color of any object that is filmed in order to enhance the feeling of a story or a storyline. They can also come up with a color scheme that follows a theme in a movie and match the whole movie to match that color theme. With this example, it is important to note that in your own work, you don't necessarily need to adhere to a primary color palette, limited palette. These are freeze frames from a movie, and I'm not seeing a lot where they're using the primary colors. So what they're playing with more is the saturation levels of a specific color scheme that they designed. And there are places where you can design your own color schemes, and they will let you know exactly what colors go with what colors. So let's take a look at what they have here. This is a great example. This is from Catch Me If You Can. And what I am seeing here is a very muted palette, except for this blue. This is really interesting because when you have all these colors, like these, from here all the way to the left, these all look like they could be in the same color family. Maybe not this one because it's pretty warm, but I would say this one and that one are probably all within the same color range. Like they're all looking like versions of the same color. The only two colors that are slightly different is this one, which is a little bit warmer, and this one, which is very blue. And the saturation level, this blue is very high, meaning it really stands out, it really pops. And you're allowing the audience to focus their attention on this. So that is very important in your own work. Where do you want your audience to look? This one is so completely desaturated in color. Do you start to see what I mean by desaturation? But look how beautiful everything is. It's so muted. It's very striking. Here's another example. We have a portrait here, and this is, I think, is that Matthew McConaughey? I don't know. It might not be, but it looks like him. Anyhow, we have a portrait here, and they're not using any red. Okay, that's something to consider because I think a lot of people assume that in order to make a portrait painting, you need to use flesh tone colors, but you do not. You need to play with colors and see what color moods you can generate by putting certain colors together. And this is a perfect example that they're using green as the primary source of color. Here's another example of a portrait that is not using traditional colors, traditional primary colors. And this is of Natalie Portman in the Darjeeling Limited by Wes Anderson. And what kind of feeling are you getting from this? Okay, so here is a great example of using sort of the traditional primary colors. We're getting some reds, a little bit of like a light yellow here. And these two look very similar to the primary color blue and the primary color red. But either way, we're going to use this as a reference. There are also other places that you can find color inspiration. For instance, COLOURlovers is a great place. They come up with, it's a place where you can exchange color palette inspirations and share them with other people. So this one was created, it's called Lonely Hearts Club, and here at the bottom, as you can see, they have the colors listed along with hex codes and RGB codes. We'll get into this later, but for now, I just wanted to share this place that you can find color inspirations as well. The last one I'm going to show you is Pinterest, and I can guarantee that all of us have at least been on Pinterest at least once. I use it a lot to come up with color inspirations for my own paintings and my own work, and I just sort it and try to find inspirations that also show the swatch. But I will also be showing you how to create your own swatch very similar to this, okay? So if you have a photo that you want to use as a reference for color inspiration, but you have no idea where to go and how to make something that looks like this, so you can go back and make sure you pick the right colors, I will show you how to do that, and it is a completely free resource that is available to everyone, and it's very easy to use, so that is a bonus. Before you move on to the next lesson, I've placed a few slides here about color psychology, so you can pause and see how each color affects our mood. These slides are placed at the end of this lesson so you can easily find them again when you need to.